Children are especially vulnerable to predators, cyberbullying, and harmful content. As the continent marks the Day of the African Child today, our reporter Terry Moikamba explores this year's theme of children's rights in the digital environment.
Day of the African Child is marked every 16th day of June in remembrance of thousands of children who were massacred in Soweto, South Africa during the apartheid regime. Today, the day is used to advocate for children's rights. And this year, the theme is children's rights in the digital environment. I spoke to teachers, parents, and various stakeholders about the challenges that they experience as they try to create a safe place for children online.
Having access to the internet can bring numerous benefits to children. That includes expanding their horizons and pursue their academic interests beyond the confines of a traditional classroom settings. But what is the current state of internet access for African children?
So the latest data is showing that about 2/3 of the world's school-age children, or about 1.3 billion, between the ages of 3 to 17, do not have internet connection at home. And there's a similar lack of access of young people, 15 to 24 globally. So about 9 out of 10 children in sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia are unconnected currently at home.
According to the Wall Street Journal expose, Instagram's recommendations algorithm has enabled a vast network of pedophiles seeking illegal underage sexual content and activity. It is imperative that parents, guardians, and education institutions take all precautionary measures to educate children on the best cyber practices to adopt every time they go online and to keep themselves safe from these online pedophiles. And so, how can educators navigate the digital landscape while promoting child safety?
And what we normally tell them is, anytime you come across something that is making you feel uncomfortable, you must report to a trusted adult. The key word here is trusted adult. It could be your teacher, it could be a parent, it could be a guardian. Now, from that point, of course, the processes you would want to apply. DCI has made provision for cybercrime to be punishable by law. So if it gets to the point where that is necessary, then that you leave to the parents. But in most cases, it will be small-scale issues that we deal with within a school setup.
As children increasingly navigate the vast online landscape, it is crucial for us to acknowledge the importance of their mental health and well-being. We must recognize that the new digital environment can have both positive and negative effects on our children's development, shaping their self-esteem, identity, and overall emotional state.
If they find themselves in a situation that they are on the wrong, approach the child from a point of why you feel that is wrong and the impact it has on them, so that at the end of the day, they own the decision. They now understand that the reason I shouldn't do this is because these are the consequences. Not because my parent or my guardian will scream at me, but now I understand where they're coming from. So significant intentional parenting is very necessary in terms of securing and safeguarding our children in the next phase that we are in of technology and internet.
You need to set those laws, like ensure they don't use them at privacy as much as in them. Like if it's city room, let them ensure that, but not them go to the things like to do it in the bedroom, where they should be around the environment which they use. One of the things we encourage is like can they use your account? And when they are using your account, you'll also be able to see there. You can have even the account in multiple devices, whereby like whatever the kid is doing on maybe a tablet, you on the phone, you can also be able to access that. So privacy, we give them the space, but also ensure we are able to check what they are doing.
To gain insights into the psychological aspects, we spoke with a child psychologist, Mrs. Margaret Njehia, on how the digital era can affect children's mental health and what are the red flags that a parent should watch out for.
I think one of the red flags for any parent is when the children begin to want to use their gadgets away from the rest of the family. When you go back to check the history and everything has been cleared, I think it's something that the parents need to be aware of. When you pick language that is not age appropriate, maybe language that is not used at the family or at home, that language is not any language you pick. As a parent, you'd want to find out where did you pick that language, because it's not language that we use here at home. And then when you also see the need to want to be online throughout.
And what legal frameworks exist to protect children's rights in the digital realm? Can policymakers and lawmakers work together with technology companies to develop effective regulations and also policies for safeguarding children's rights online?
I think we have to keep open lines of dialogue. I know there are institutions that really focus on policy work, and they usually keep those lines of dialogue very open. So it's about finding out the perfect balance. So we make sure that the lines of communication are always open, so that when we are innovating as innovators, we know that we also have to anticipate what the law is going to say about what we have innovated, so that we also manage expectations as to what really we can achieve with all this technology that we're bringing into the tech space, into our society.
For parents, it is important to stay informed about the latest online trends and tools that enhance online safety. Parental control softwares, privacy settings, and educating ourselves about digital risks can help us guide our children effectively. When it comes to posting pictures online, it is essential to carefully consider the potential risks and make informed decisions. While it can be tempting to share precious moments and milestones, it is important to prioritize the safety and well-being of the child. Would you post your child on the internet?
No, I wouldn't post my child online. I believe that the internet is open to everybody. Good people, it's open to bad people as well. And the internet never forgets. We may forget, but the internet never forgets. So I feel if I do post my child online, especially when they're at an age where they cannot make a decision for themselves, that being under 18, hopefully even 22 if I'm a mother, I feel like for that, I might also subject them to good feedback. Oh, your child is pretty. Or I might also subject to negative feedback. Their nose looks funny, or their hair looks a little bit funny. So at such a tender and young age, they might not be aware of everything that's going on. They might just say, oh, I'm pretty and I've been put on the internet. So many people are looking at me, have so many likes. But then what happens when they know how to read, when they know how to go back to the internet and see the photos that they took maybe years back, and they see some negative comments.
And to the children, if you experience abuse online, report it to your parents, guardians, teachers, or relevant authorities. You can also call 116, a toll-free child helpline number.
Children have the right to access information, express their views freely, and also participate on online digital platforms. However, they should be sensitized on how to deal with upsetting online experiences. For Citizen TV, I am Terry Mwikamba.